I remember I sent bro FLPs. It's like old melodies, 2017 melodies, and then you got the new sauce on there, and people are like, "Oh man, this like old Future. This shit hard."
Focused, you know what I'm saying? Like lyrics first. When you're skilled at your craft, I'm gonna appreciate that, regardless of what. You know, image is just image.
If I could just give out one general piece of advice for lo-fi: pose with frequency in mind, texture matters, and groove matters.
A gym for producers, bro. Don't fucking stop practicing your melody. They may fucking suck right now. It happens. We all sucked at one point, but just keep practicing.
Do not give up. Like, no matter how nothing bad gets, bro. If you feel like this is what you want to do, bro, and you feel like this is what's gonna take you to the level of you just being happy, not even just happy, but just like happy financially, bro. Stick to this, bro. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
Check, 1, 2. What's up with y'all? You already know it's your boy 215 Got Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. Producer's new favorite podcast, Let Me Rap With You. And we are back. Season 3, the second episode. We are back once again for another season. Once again, thank everybody for rocking with us as always. You know, we are 3 seasons in. That's not an easy thing to say for people, you know, to be this far. You feel me? So, you know, we had to give y'all, you know, not too much of a new look, but just a different angle, you know, just, you know, a little more exclusive of the, you know, of the desktop scene, you know. But y'all already know this podcast is sponsored by Major Loops. You know, looking for placement-worthy samples? Loops, 808s, drums, kicks, claps, snares, hi-hats, open hats, percussions, midis, omnisphere banks, you name it. Shout out to my guy Roy Lux, MajorLoops.com. Great kits, great prices. And you already know this podcast is sponsored by No Rival Shop. You know, make sure you go on NoRivalShop.com. You know, make sure you go shop with my guy, The Mind, you know. $11 tees. Mystery box. The new W20 collection just dropped. The Wolves collection. Definitely a great piece to cop. There's the Burning Piece collection already. The art collection. You know, plenty of sauce for y'all to cop. NoRivalShop.com. And actually, you know, while we're here for this episode, you know, we will also be announcing that my guy, The Mind, who is also the sponsor, you know, for the owner of No Rivals and sponsoring the podcast, of course, he is working on a hub program for artists, you know, for those who are stuck on, like, trying to figure out the algorithms and stuff, you know. The industry, music, everything is changing daily. And, you know, artists, I'm pretty sure you're trying to figure out your way through this. So plenty more than just algorithms, but just getting your way through, you know, just finding a way through your career and making a way. You know, shout out to my guy, The Mind. You know, we'll be talking more on the Hub program throughout each episode, you know, going on from here on out. We'll be talking about, like, new stuff that he's doing and, you know, a way that we'll be helping artists and all that. And, you know, you feel me? But before we get into this guest call real quick, you know, I got a few minutes real quick before I got to send them off the link. You know, I've been talking about it on Twitter for a little bit. So, you know, I've been talking about this whole big announcement. And, you know, especially with the podcast being patient with us for everything, you know, I didn't want to wait too long, but I didn't want to tell y'all too soon. Let Me Rap With You. We will be having our own clothing. Yes, Let Me Rap With You. We'll be having our own clothing. We'll be having our own clothing. We got tees. We got joggers coming in. And, you know, because I know y'all, if there's one thing y'all see me doing the podcast all the time is, you know, always rolling something nice, you feel me? So, you know, we'll also be having lighters and rolling trays as well. And, you know, we'll be having plenty more to come, you know, especially with the year, you know, going by. We'll probably have more things coming, but, you know, just for the start of what I can guarantee and what's already to come, you know, for Let Me Rap With You, you know, we'll be having, you know, the merch, we'll be having the clothes, we'll be having that come very soon, you know, so just keep a lookout throughout season 3, you know, I'll keep an update whenever, you know, things is coming. Like I said, you know, it's not really, you know, too much that I can say, but what I am saying is, you know, definitely already in fruition. You know, this is something that, you know, this is a shocker to us. And, you know, we'll be explaining more, you know, how that came about too, also. But, you know, like I said, it's a lot, you know, it's a lot going on under the nose, but positive random vibes, you know. I hope everybody cooking up, artists, you know, in the studio. You know, if you got your own little studio in your crib, you know, I hope, you know, y'all making some tracks, producers cooking up some beats, you know, engineers mixing some great ass vocals, photographers taking some great photography, you know, goes on, fashion designers, everything. So, you know, I pray everybody's just, you know, doing what they do, staying creative in their little hub, doing what they do best. So, but yeah, you know, besides that, you know, I know y'all see the little, you know, got the little setup here now and all that. So, you know, you feel me? I don't know why the charger's there. But whatever, I don't know why the charger was there. But yeah. Yeah, like, you know, y'all see the little setup and all that, you feel me? So, you know, all I can really say, you know. One thing I will say though, because I'm actually working on getting the guest link sent now, but one thing I will tell you that's been interesting lately, this Clubhouse shit, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Man, motherfuckers won't hit me for a day when it comes to, you know, just checking out music or, you know, shit like that. But when I posted one thing, just one thing about Clubhouse, and all I posted was that I had a couple of invites. I think I had 4. As soon as I posted that, motherfuckers coming from left and right, freaking getting in my ear about Clubhouse. I'm gonna tell you one thing, Clubhouse, I don't know how long y'all gonna have this beta app going, but keep that shit on the beta for a little bit, cause I'm not even gonna lie, y'all motherfuckers, the way these motherfuckers acting, just for some Clubhouse invites, I'm gonna need y'all to stay on the beta for a little bit. Shit, man, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Anybody that's already on Clubhouse, I'm gonna say it like this. Please use that to your advantage, to your brand. Please. I'm telling you. These motherfuckers may not pay attention to you, but you make that Clubhouse shit look important while you look important. Make that shit work, bro. I'm telling you. Like, I ain't never see my engagements go up like that. DM requests and all that. I ain't never see that shit like that. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been on Twitter for a minute. I've had some crazy tweets, you know, go around, but just for some Clubhouse invites, and coming from motherfuckers who don't even follow me too, like, shit, man. This new internet shit is crazy. But, you know. Alright. Just sent the guest call. Sent the email. You feel me? I know my guy gonna be quick on the draw tonight. He ain't gonna waste no time. But yeah, tonight's guest, y'all gonna love this one. Talk about being plugged in. And this guy just entered the room. I told y'all he wasn't gonna waste no time. Oh shit. Alright. My audio's connected. Seeing yours getting connected.
You can hear me?
Yep. Now I can hear you perfectly.
Is it better like this or like this?
Oh, perfect. Just like that. Just like that. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Y'all already know. Shit, man. I'm rolling the blunt while we doing this. Let Me Rap With You podcast. It's your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. We got special guests in the building. Hold on. I gotta hype up the intro for this a little bit. We got special guests in the building. Down south, Dallas's own one of the hottest up and coming producers, engineers, and I'm actually going to say business owner because you just got your LLC. Congratulations to that.
Yes, sir. Pulling up the
Mr.
WavyBandz liquor.
Yep. Mr. AKA Mr. You're So Wavy. We got WavyBandz in the building. What is up with you, bro?
What's good, man? Appreciate you having me, bro, for real.
Man.
Appreciate you reaching out. Appreciate you setting this up. I'm happy to do it. So let's get it going, man.
Man, look, man, I'm going to say it like this. I talked to a couple people about you, you know, before I came into the office today, and they were sitting there like, you interviewing him? I really don't think that, you know, the producer community, the underground, you know, the mainstream, they don't give you enough respect for the work that you've done. Real shit, bro. But, you know, before we get into the, you know, the nitty gritty, I'm going to let you start all the way back from the beginning, from, you know, from how music even came to you to the skills and everything. I'm going to let you do the whole set.
Sure, man. Well, music's always like been a pretty big part of my life, to be honest. I started playing piano when I was like real young, like 3-4 years old. Like I was already playing piano, rocking on the piano, doing drums. Pretty much anything I could get my hands on music-wise, I was doing it. And then, you know, through high school, I jumped in between doing like the band, you know, practicing around with the orchestra. And I got like really into like, you know, doing music that way. But another thing I was doing on the side was working out. And I was like really into the gym, right? And so I built a little gym in my garage.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And I'd have people come over. We'd be chilling, you know, like working out, chilling, you know, playing basketball, playing some music. We started rapping, just freestyling over beats. I was like,
some of the homies that was coming over, were they already rapping, or this is before like that even came about?
Yeah, rapping wasn't even that cool yet. Like I feel like people was like more into other things at this time. We was just rapping kind of like as like in between, like, you know, working out or playing basketball. Like we ain't trying to do too much. We just, you know, rapping, you know, like making beats with our hands and stuff. And then rapping over like Lil Wayne beats, you know, stuff like that. And then I was like, man, I think we could like low key do something with, like, some of y'all can kind of rap. So I think we could do something with this. So I started trying to make my own beats. I turned my garage, which was like a mini gym, into a studio when I was like 13 years old. And like freshman in high school, 14 years old, just right around that time. And all my neighbors and stuff, we started just rapping outside of rapping in my garage, like kind of dropped, you know, the gym thing. And we just became straight rapping, bro, thinking we was going to get signed to Young Money, get signed to whoever was hot at that time. We was like, we up next. So I really started getting into the rap music because like my friends were into it, and that's kind of like what was cool to work out to. So that's kind of how it all came about. Fast forward a little bit, I try to talk to a couple of deals because I started getting a little bigger in San Antonio. It didn't really have a scene because that's where I'm originally from, in San Antonio. I moved out here to Dallas to open a bigger studio.
For sure.
So fast forward a little, you know, I'm like a junior in high school after doing this for like 2-3 years. And now I'm chopping up deals with like bigger labels and stuff, thinking I'm going to be the next, you know, I don't even know who it was at that time, like Dr. Dre, I guess. So I'm like thinking I'm going to be the next Dr. Dre, talking to different independent labels and bigger labels too. Getting contracts in the mail, trying to read through them as a 16, 17-year-old. And my parents are just like, nah, you're not doing this. Like, you need to go to college, right? Like,
damn.
So I'm like, all right, you know, I'll go to college. So I graduated high school, move on to college, and I opened up my first studio. And it's like my real studio now, like not in my parents' garage, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I opened my first studio, and I'm going to college at the same time. So I'm able to get like a lot of clients, and I start making like pretty good money from it. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. You know, I'm recording some bigger artists now, like who got some buzz. And I'm like, all right. So I start throwing shows, doing that kind of thing for them. I get pretty good at throwing shows. I became like an official South by person who could throw shows. So I threw like 6 to 7 South by shows with bigger artists. And that's when I started getting my placements with 21 Savage, Hood Rich Pablo, you know, the bigger people who was coming up at that time. So that's where I started catching all my placements, Young Simi, Maxo Cream, because I started throwing shows, putting my homies in the shows as openers and getting the bigger artists as headliners and flipping the money and just did it over and over again until I graduated college. Then I came out here to Dallas because I had an opportunity at a studio up here who did music for like Netflix and that kind of stuff. So I came up here, did my internship, graduated from college, and opened up my own studio out here. And that's pretty much how I've been thugging it out ever since, bro. Like just making music, getting beats, making placements, just happy to work with people who just pop up on me.
I'm going to say that's a big point that you brought up. Like, not even that, even starting young, just thugging it out. Cause like, and then one thing that I noticed, and especially like you said, thugging it out, one thing that you said the difference between a lot of producers that are out today, you know, a lot of producers, we tend to be inbound or like introverts, home, you know, we rarely get out much. We probably only get out if we like go to work or something. Then we going right back into our house, doing, like you said, going back into our parents' house, doing what we do, whatever, this, that, and the third. So, you know, you definitely set the difference, not even just like with the gym, turning the gym into a studio, but just setting the difference of being a person, networking, and just like actually just talking to people, getting around to people. Could you say that that was one of the big factors of what got you those contracts and those, like, you know, people getting at you when you was at such a young age?
Yeah, I feel like the biggest factor was I was there. I was in the moment when artists were needing things in the moment. The thing with the artist is they're not thinking about what I'm going to record this hit 3 days from now. They're at the strip club. They're at the show. They're like, I'm going to record this hit right now. Who's a producer? Who's got a studio? And it just happened. Like I always had the studio in my car, in my trunk. I'm like, it's me. You got a hotel? You don't? Okay, I'll book a Motel 6 right now. Let's get it. It doesn't matter how big the artist was. I remember one time I had Famous Dex just like yelling, I need a studio after his South by show. I'm just sitting there. No one else is saying nothing. No one else is saying nothing. So I'm like, I got a studio. He wasn't really Famous Dex yet. He just went by Dex. He wasn't even really famous yet. I didn't know who he was. And I was just like, bro, I got a studio. And he was kicking it with my homegirl who was like out south by from Austin, you know? Mm-hmm. So she's like, you guys can record in my crib. And I recorded this dude to like 4 a.m., him yelling, neighbors, her neighbors waking up like in this dorm we was in. They was mad, like, but that's the thing, like I was there, like, and I always had the studio in my trunk. So like, no matter what, I was able to build that studio in any environment. I could have done it in a venue. I was just like,
the Master P of engineering.
Yeah, I was like, I'll do this wherever.
Basically.
Just put me in a location with the right artist. And that's like, it's funny too, because they weren't placements when I worked with a lot of these people. They ended up becoming placements after 2-3 years. And it's like, oh, Maxo blew up. That's crazy. Like, you know, I didn't know who, they weren't Maxo Cream or they weren't 21 Savage at the time I was working with them. They was like just an artist that people were like, yo, I think this guy's got something, you should record him. And I would do it for any price. So they had $20, a gram of weed. Like, I was like, all right, like whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, and then, so that's kind of where I set my price too, because now since I did those things, I made those weird, crazy sacrifices in crazy locations with, I don't even know who sometimes. That's why I have like the price I do now.
I mean, with your quality and the work that you bring in, you deserve to have those prices.
I appreciate it, man.
For sure. And, you know, the factor that I have to appreciate, and I'm going to say it like this, because a lot of producers don't see this factor. I'm going to try to say this the right way. Producers, don't just look at an artist when they're major. Do not just look at an artist when they're major. This artist can be the next thing today. This one can be the next thing tomorrow. And, you know, you proved that example because like you said, Dex won Famous Dex. Savage won 21 then. Well, 21 won Savage then because he was always 21. But
yeah, but he wasn't, people didn't like, maybe he had like 12,000 followers on Instagram at the time.
So this is probably when that was like when he did his first
2012.
That was after Free Guwap. That was after Free Guwap, I think.
Maybe it was 2014. Like it was like it was like right after I graduated high school.
He still had the low cut then. This is before he even had he still had the low cut. He ain't even had the
this is the first time Metro and 21 met, was at the studio session that yeah, exactly. This is the first time they even collabed.
Get the fuck out of here.
No cap, bro. This was the first time they even did anything, was at South by in Austin. And I linked up with 21 Savage's manager like a lot, because she was just posted out there, just outside of his show, just by herself. And I was like, that's 21 Savage. She came a long
way too. That Philly shout out to her. She came a long way.
Yeah, Key. And I was like, that's Key. I'm going to go talk to her. I'm pretty sure that's 21 Savage's manager. And I'm always like, my ears to the ground with these new artists. So I was like, I think I have like, I'm going to go, throw my, I don't know. I was like, hey, yo, do y'all need a studio after this session? She was like, yeah, we get out at 11. Dude, I'm serious when I say this. I was at my studio from 10 p.m. and they did not show up till 6 a.m. I was waiting there. I was like, they not coming. And they just popped up. They called me at 5:30 a.m. like, hey, we're here now. I'm like, okay.
Like, what was you doing in between all that time? Like, what the hell? But look, I'm gonna say like that. But the letdown for the come up, though, I'm gonna say like this though. At least you sat there, like you said, you was there.
Bro, me and my homie Shelly Nix, he's this videographer from Austin. Me and him was just posting. He was like, "Bro, this is a lost hope." I was like, "Nah, man, just a few more minutes. I swear we got it." But it worked out, so it was cool. We just had to like drink coffee at the weirdest time ever, 2 a.m. So other than that, it was cool though. I'm super happy it was happening. One of my biggest like music accomplishments. To speak on like artists and like not big or small, I'll speak on that a little bit. Like even now, I never worry about getting a major placement. That's never ever been a concern of mine. I don't care about that. That's cool when it happens and it's like, oh, it's like happy, but I promise you, on everything, it's better to work with an artist from the ground and bring them up. It's so much cooler to see. It's much better, and they like mess with you a lot harder as a producer. They're like, this my boy Wavy, this my boy. I came up with this person. Like they're gonna treat you in a 10 times different way than a major artist who's just stepping in on you, expecting you to do something. It's better to produce an artist, bring him up, show him, develop him. It's better to develop an artist from the ground up and watch that growth, because it's just way better. I don't know, like I don't have a better word. It's like it's a sweeter thing when they finally like blossom. It's so cool to watch. So for me, that's always been my biggest thing, is I want to find the artists who nobody knows about and blow them up. So people are like, what? Like, thank you for showing me this guy. Like I would have never heard about him,
For sure. And, it's crazy, like, because me doing the search that I've done and, me being the fan that I am, of your work, before we get into that, like the one question I'm going to ask, the final question I got to ask from that session, when they finally showed up, like, because I know working for 21, especially before it's come up, I know that was an accomplishment. But me being the Metro fan that I am, I have to know what that experience was like.
Yeah, I got you, bro. This man Metro is crazy with the beats, like for real. Like I didn't really know. I knew he was good, I didn't know. But when he pulled up and started, he whipped out his alien laptop. I didn't know what to expect. He whipped out this laptop. He pulled up FL Studio. He just started cooking melodies quick. He had beats ready, and it was crazy because 21 would be vibing to a beat, and all of a sudden he'd be like, yo, change this, this, and this. And then it'd be a whole different beat, but like the perfect vibe, Like he was really quick with the vibe changes. He had, I think so we recorded from 5 to like maybe like 12 noon, 1 p.m. He had cooked like 30 beats. And they were all like me and my homie Shelly were just like, bro, I would have rapped on any of those. Like they, you know what I mean? Like even for me, I'd be going for like 6 for 10 on the beats. Like if I make 10 beats, I'm like 6 of these are like heaters, 4 of these might do something. This man was like 9 for 10. I was like, yo, it was really, really inspiring and humbling in the same sense. And it was really cool to just watch him. And he's super dope. Like he's kind of funny, like he's chill. So it was like, I mean, a pretty cool experience because you think people in the industry, you don't know how they're finna be. And like both of them actually were super chill. So I was like, damn, this was tight. Really good. And that was like one of my first like bigger experiences with artists. So I was like, if this is how it's always gonna be, I'm gonna love this job. But it's not always like that. It's really not always like that. So that was like a blessing because they're actually pretty cool. Like, and you know what? You could kind of hear it in their music and see it in their interviews and the way they carry themselves. You're like, they cool. Like, they some cool dudes. Like, and they were in the session too. So that's why they're bigger artists because their music, they're cool. So their music's cool. Pretty much that's like a good rule of thumb is cool people make cool music.
Man, I'm gonna tell you one thing, especially like you started proving that factor once you started getting artists on your beats. And, you know, me being a producer that does this because I distribute on platforms with other artists. When did you decide to make the leap of going like distribution? Like, you know what, I'm just gonna go as WavyBandz as a production artist. Like, when did you decide to take that leap?
It was like right before I came out to Dallas. I had been working with like a lot of bigger artists in San Antonio. And I was like, I kind of want to just branch out and do something a little different and take my brand and really make it more than just who I am, make it more about the music. So I used to go by my actual name and now I go by WavyBandz. So I have a whole catalog as a whole nother producer. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I've produced for a whole, I've produced for a whole nother group of people as another producer name before I came out to Dallas and started going as WavyBandz. So
I ain't even know this. This is a secret gem that I ain't even know.
Yeah, I used to go by my real name, which was Ben Wade, BenWaid. You can look it up on SoundCloud. I produced for a lot of big people, Blake, Mateo's son, those type of people who come up out of San Antonio. Those are some of the people I produced for. And then a lot of smaller artists in San Antonio as well, who actually did some pretty good stuff with the beats. But I started wanting to branch out and do something a little different and really establish who I was going to be in the music industry. And that's why I that's not the reason I chose WavyBandz, but that's the reason I decided to go full force into that brand. The reason I chose WavyBandz is because in the studio, I'd be mixing people's stuff and I do some kind of funny stuff with mixing. Like I do a lot of drops and like cool stuff and people would be like, yo, like I'd be getting to the end of the session. I'd be like, bro, if you don't add that wavy shit to my song, like you got to add that wavy shit. Like I need that wavy shit before I drop this song, you know? So I'm like, wavy, you know, wavy. And I was getting money. So WavyBandz. And that's and so I started running with that name and I just really was like, I'm going to pursue this brand like full force. I'm going to do everything I can as far as you can, like as much as you can do as a producer.
For sure. Cause not only you got the distribution, you got the studio, you got the beats, you got the great quality, you know, as an engineer. And, you know, this is a project that I have to talk about because, you know, this, and it's crazy because we actually dropped the same day. I was telling Tobin, it's funny, we dropped the same day. Takeout with FBB Juju, fucking classic. 6 songs, not even in a matter of 30 minutes, but a fucking classic.
I'm glad you're asking about that project because that goes back to developing artists. That's his first project.
I can tell because I was doing my research and, you know, sometimes you can just tell, like, you know, when people are just starting. I could sit there, I could see that, oh, like he's definitely going in that direction. You know,
that's also the advantage of being an engineer and not just a producer, is I get to introduce my beats and people like Tobin or yourself, people I work with and collaborate with, I get to get you guys placements with artists who I know are going to do something with their music. And it's like my favorite thing to do now. Like as an engineer, as a producer, I make beats still, but my favorite thing now is to get other producers that I work with placements. Like it's like, I'm like, yeah.
Kels was mentioning that in season 2 when I was the engineer from On 10 Studios. He had mentioned that same thing. Like he said, the one thing that he enjoyed while he's at the studio, somebody email him some crazy ass loops right before the rapper come in, and he can cook up real quick. That's like his favorite thing to do.
Me too. Yeah, and I love working with different producers like Tobin, yourself, 10K Wave Beats out here. He goes hard. I got a homie, Baby G. We just be cooking up with all like, and if I need something, it's like easy. And that's the other thing, I guess, if I were gonna say something about producing is if you got a little clique of people or producers, like you can never run out of sounds or ideas or like I don't get beat block. I don't know what that is because I'm just gonna ask one of y'all what's up. Like.
Yeah. I don't even call it beat block because it's like I can go through a whole bunch of stuff. Like I'll trash 10 beats in order to make that 11th one a hot beat if it goes that way.
I feel that, but no, I don't. I've never trashed a beat. I
won't trash it. Like nowadays, like depending on how it sound, I'll probably just send it off to the next homie.
But I appreciate the shout out about the FB Juju project. We worked really hard as a collective of people. Tobin with the beats, him helping with the executive production, me mixing and mastering and recording the whole project, helping with the direction of every song.
Seen the video shoot for Brick Talk.
Oh yeah, the Brick Talk video shoot, perfect. And so, I guess I would say like, if I were to like tell other artists or producers like how to move forward, is just create projects and not just like a mixtape. Like I look at a project as a whole thing, like 2 videos, 12 songs, promotion, cover art, and direction. That's a project, not just 12 songs or not just 2 videos. Like you got to create a whole package to sell somebody now. Otherwise people are like, nah, I'm good. You got to sell somebody on the whole thing. They don't want just a slice of it. They want that whole pie now.
And it's crazy how I was just thinking about that because like I'm halfway done my EP right now, and I got various artists on this drum, but I told myself like even if I gotta like save the money for a couple months, like honestly, like my plan that I'm doing, and you know I'm not going to tell the fans what song it is because the single's already out because I got 4 singles out. And, you know, if anybody go on my distribution page, they know. But for one of the videos, I was planning on flying the person out over here. You can get my camera guy. And we just do like a whole setup, this, that, and the third. We probably like get 2 cameramen, 1 videographer, 1 photographer. Because then while we're shooting the video, we got some BTS to post up until the video drops. Because I know that's going to take time. Because I feel like I can't really... Even if I had this project done now, I still wouldn't drop it without a video.
Yeah, because people need something to drag them in or bring them into what you're doing. They don't want to just like see your link. Links are boring. Like, let me see who you are, why you sound this way. Let me connect the dots on the brand. Like make me want to research what's going on here. And I guess a really good example of that in my like existence is like recently I've been working with this artist Philip Wolf, who is another artist I've been helping develop, and we did a whole video and we did a behind the scenes. We did a vlog of the trip there and back. We did a vlog of the video scene. We did the music video. We did a photo shoot, and that was like he lives in Las Vegas, so we're not able to create a whole mixtape. So we did a whole project with just a song. And that's something like another thing that I feel like a lot of people maybe aren't thinking about that they could do as well, is just creating a whole thing with very little. You can do that. I've seen Instagrammers and influencers they'll promote one thing for 3 months very hard. They'll put like $2,000, $3,000 a month into a product over and over again until you've seen it. I think it's called the rule of 7. If you see
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it's called.
So I think that's something I always kind of try to play with, is trying to do something on the lines of that. And that's a good way to, like, if you don't know how to like market or promote yourself or create a project, just really nail it way too many times until people are like, okay, I've seen it. And you know, and then you'll figure out.
That's where I'm at now. Cause like what you said, like everything you're saying, because I'm the prime example of I've dropped enough stuff to where it's like, I got to do more than just upload to a beat store. I got to do more than just drop a single. I got to do more than just like, you know, it takes more than just. I'm glad you brought up the beat store.
I'm glad you brought up the beat store.
I'm going to keep it honest with you, bro. And this is just, I really don't like being descriptive about, my sauce. Cause like, I don't like giving people the wrong direction, but I guess I'll say this. During the pandemic, I stopped uploading beats to my beat store because I told myself I needed a different direction. I need to figure out shit. And it took me probably until now to like really figure it out. But even during the time that I was figuring it out, I probably made more money than I ever did uploading beats because I wasn't just worried about uploading a link. I was actually worried about doing other stuff, actually figuring out shit.
It's a project to upload a beat too. And that's how you get sales. You got to like make artists, rappers, you got to make them want to buy. You can't, it's like, I think I call it like Beatstars or I think it's called Track Chain. Yeah, Track Chain. They're like malls. But imagine it's a mall with only 500 shoe stores.
Mm-hmm.
You walking in there, artists are walking through the mall, and there's just like 500 different shoe stores and they're all selling beats. And they're all just this much different.
Mm-hmm.
So you really gonna have to do something to stand out. And if you're one of the producers making money on there, it's because you the first store at the mall. That's it. That's the only difference. So when you walk in the mall, it's the first store that the artists are seeing. So it's the first 10 stores.
That's probably one of the secrets of why I told him, because a lot of people don't know.
No, I do know. But like if you're not one of those first 10 stores, you're not selling. So if you want to get up there, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money in a lease, right? Because to be up there, you're gonna have to pay more money to lease. Mm-hmm. And if you want to be in the mall of leasing with beat stores, you're gonna have to put a ton of money into marketing, more than they're putting. So I mean, good luck to you.
I am glad you. This nigga just said the secret lease gem. The secret lease gem. See, I wasn't going to say this on the podcast at all. I knew this factor forever. I just been waiting for a guest to bring it up. But like I said, like it's like you said, it's stuff that we know. And like you said, like Tobin is probably a good example of why he sells, because he was one of those first stores. He took the time. He was one of those first stores in the mall. A lot of people don't know. Like everybody think that
the Adidas on the first side. You know what I'm saying? Then there's Nike, Reebok, Dubu, and then you, everybody else. And not me, not you. I don't know about you, and not me. I'm not speaking on us specifically. I'm just saying in the general public, they all in the back of the mall. They on the second, third floor. You know what I'm saying?
I'm probably in the storage. I'm not even in the store. I'm probably in the storage.
In this mall anymore, bro. I'm out. Like, I'm not in the mall anymore. Like, I exited myself. But,
I mean, well, I am returning to Beatstars only because I am collabing with certain people that are on there.
Look, I like the idea of it. I don't want people, like new producers, to get the wrong idea of what it is.
I can't. To me, in my opinion, I can't drop my beat store until I finish this album. I have to, bro. For me, like that's my thing.
Drop people's beats. That's not what I'm not meaning to be negative against Beatstars. That's a
No. There's nothing wrong with Beatstars, like you said.
I think
but
that people should just find other ways to work with artists because that's going to be a very hard avenue to work with artists.
You know, one of the top hustles that they do. I just started getting into this, the iMessage. Hold on, I gotta pull it for you too, Doug.
Look, that's the only way I promote. I only promote through iMessage. Secret sauce. I'm done with it though.
No, you ain't gotta say no more.
No, I'm kidding. It's not a big deal.
Look, say no more. Like that speaks itself.
You gotta look. I don't mind saying this. You gotta find better ways to interact with your fans, your customers, your people, whoever you like. People are losing interaction. Even with people's family, I would assume like interaction is getting farther and farther away. So like, I don't know. People used to sell stuff face to face, like cars. Now you can buy a car online.
9 times out of 10, we're sitting at the dinner table with our phones.
That's what I'm saying. So like, if the phone is what it is, then you're gonna have to find a better way to connect people with people on the phone. Like you're gonna have to be the best at that.
That's crazy. Like, because it's like, like that's like how I've been connecting. Because like people see me, they're seeing me do like they're seeing me make all these moves, and they're sitting here like, bro, like, are you getting B sales? I'm like, dog, you focused on the
bigger than B sales.
That's what I tell like that's what I tell them. Like you, like dog, you already asked me the wrong question, and like that's what I said. Like, no offense to those producers who asked me that. But when that's the first question you ask me, it's hard for me to respond because I've been on a different mindset level. Because like you said, and here's the thing. I'm not saying it guarantees a beat sale, but like you said, you have to find a way to connect with artists. I'm actually going to shout this. I'm going to shout this artist out. Shout out to Matt Holt. He follows me on Twitter. He followed me on Twitter literally probably for like months. And I literally been finding time to get back on my, go back through my followers and stuff and get back in touch with them. And I got in contact with a couple of them. And Matt was probably the first one to hit me back. Shout out to him. He didn't ask me for no free beats. He didn't ask me for no this, that, and the third. He was just discussing that, he was trying to figure out his marketing plan for 2021. I told him, that's a good thing. I'm figuring out the same thing. And then we started discussing, like, it's crazy. Like, we didn't even start discussing music. We started discussing stuff of like, how can we be better people and really be successful? And like, I told him, like, he asked me, is my life pretty hectic? And I said, not really. I wouldn't say it's too hectic. I can say I distract myself with a lot of things and I can eliminate that one by one through the daily. And that's the thing, like having that side conversation. And here's the thing, I might get a B sale today, might get a B sale tomorrow, I never know. But later on within the interaction, randomly, we were still conversating. Like he just randomly said, oh man, I'm about to check out your B store too. I didn't even know you had the link. We've been talking this whole time. But
you built a relationship. Facts.
Yeah, like, and then we weren't even talking about.
It's like a car salesman making you feel like you're their best friend.
like that car salesman on Family Guy.
Genuine. I'm not saying that's what but that's kind of like the idea though. Yeah, that's very good example. I
can say Matt is definitely teaching me that because I'm not really the interactive type. I'm learning to do it more. I can say Matt is definitely a person that definitely got me out of the shell of like talking. So
I don't want to say the wrong person, but somebody said this, and it's like a pretty famous person. But basically they said it like a person who's cool will make it farther in the industry than an asshole who is very talented. And like it's just better to be a cool person. More people will fuck with you and work with you. It's why people's just a random artist, let's say it's like a famous artist, it's why their friends have a bunch of placements and all of a sudden make beats and then have a bunch of placements and win a random Grammy, and they never made beats before their friend got famous. it's like, because they're cool, they got to be around that. So like, I would say the best way to move in the industry is just be a cool person, because being an asshole is like annoying. Like, it's so hard to work with the like people who are assholes. And so I always hate when people are like, yo, where the beats at? Or like, you know, like, yo, and like, or what you're talking about, if you're hitting up an artist and you're just like, yo, buy my beats. Like, nah, dog. Like, you know, that's not what a cool person does. So,
Yeah.
you know, just
It's
when you're
like
trying to work with artists, when you're
cool
trying
now,
to sell artists, the best way is just be cool. Like, just work with them, be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like how can I say this? Like, to me, interactions, I'm not gonna, and here's the thing, I'm not saying this is a finesse for artists, but depending, like you said, me and Matt, we were building that chemistry, building that relationship.
Exactly.
Depending
you gotta
on,
build that relationship. That's pretty much it. That's like
depending on how certain situations and how conversations may come out with artists, I'm gonna give artists a gem. You never know, like, and like you said, like, because you never know who they might be talking to. Me, might be talking to you, might be talking to Tobin, might be talking to Jordan Lumley, like a producer that's like,
oh yeah, he go hard.
Platform.
He go hard. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to my guy. Shout out to my guy JL. You know, and you know, like people like, and the reason why I use the four of us is because we are all distributed on platforms. Like we actually have we're artists on platforms, and you never know. Like you may talk to one of us. We may be in a situation where it's like, okay, like, you know, I got this going on, like, you know, because I'm in that situation, like. Literally, bro, a Clubhouse invite, an accidental Clubhouse invite got me a London feature on my project.
That's hard.
Like, because I was literally like giving the invites to like producers, and I thought that the guy was a producer. And when he texted me, he was like, "Oh no, bro, I rap." And then like everything was from there. Now I just scored
Clubhouse
myself.
is cool.
Yeah, and then like, and then I mean. Yeah, you know, you get into the right ones, but like, you know, it's crazy. I said this in the intro segment right before I sent you the link. I said one thing about Clubhouse on Twitter. I never seen my engagements go the fuck up. This shit is about to fucking like I said, they need to stay on the beta for a little bit because I'm about to take this to my advantage. They need to stay on the beta for a little bit longer. Just for me to like, cause like I never seen my engagements go up. Like, yeah. I put my phone down.
A bunch of different apps are about to die in the next couple of years. I don't know if people know, but Instagram, it's like a mall. It's gonna die. I think Twitter will probably be all right because they're gonna buy this thing that has to do with like podcasting, and podcasting is huge right now. Shout out your podcast. And I think Twitter is developing a part of their app that has podcasting. So I think Twitter is going to be okay. Mm-hmm. But I think TikTok and Clubhouse are going to be kind of a new standard. And I think the people who are going to be kind of left behind on that are going to be very regretful if they're just like, no, I don't fuck with TikTok. No, I don't fuck with Clubhouse. You know, I hear there's like a lot of negativity towards it. I try to stay off the apps kind of right now when I'm just working on my business. Yeah. But when I do accidentally get on Twitter or Instagram, I do see a lot of negativity towards development and new technology. And I think that's really strange because
I unfollow anybody who says any negative thing about any innovation. I unfollow that shit instantly. Thanks. Like, honestly, because I follow, like...
I feel like I don't spend the time to be like, let me unfollow this, let me go. You know, I just be like, oh, that's negative, and just, like, keep scrolling. But I'm honestly not on those apps enough to really, like, even talk about it too much. But when I do, like, spend 10 minutes on those apps, I do see a lot of negativity towards them. I think it's very polar, like, that, like, and that's why the new apps are developed, because people want to find something new and not feel like they're tied in a box with something. So
exactly. And if people actually take the time and actually learn to read, and I'm not trying to be an asshole on that, but learn to read, I have to say that twice. But Cause see me like I'm gonna
more. Y'all need to read.
yeah, I'm gonna say it like this because like I'm gonna tell you one thing that like I may not be major, but I'm gonna say one thing that slightly helped change my career as a producer. When Throw Tobin put me on to Amuse last May.
Oh yeah, Muse is cool.
Yeah, bro. When I say Tobin, bro, when you gave me that gem.
But I like DistroKid.
I mean, you know the whole ordeal.
Because all the artists got DistroKid, so it's easy to get your money. That's all I'm saying. Like,
oh yeah, of course. I would
say 9 out of 10 artists I work with use DistroKid. So every time I got a beat and they ain't got money and I go, let's do a 50-50 deal, I'm getting my money 100% of the time. And that's never been a standard. So for me, shout out DistroKid, because the few times, honestly, I've used Amuse and I sent to the artists, they get kind of annoyed trying to do all that. And they're like, I have DistroKid and da-da-da. But I think it's better for producers because we're like more down to do whatever to get our money. You know what I mean?
And especially for artists who work with us.
I think artists should treat themselves more like producers are in this day and age. They would do a lot better if they did, because producers have really figured out a sauce to sell themselves and sell beats and make a living off of music. And I think if artists did the same kind of deal, they would do 10 times better. I think artists are so stuck in an ego type of deal that they think they just deserve it because they got good music, where if they worked more on creating beat stores, creating artist stores, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Maybe I said too much. But you know what I mean? I think artists could spend more time on that kind of thing. When I first started making beats and I first started wanting to sell beats, like I didn't even know really you could sell beats. Mm-hmm. But like when I first started, like 10 or 12 years ago, SoundClick was like first starting out.
I'm going to say 10, 12 years ago. I'm going to say that's right around like Beatstars wasn't even.
No, Beatstars
wasn't even that popular.
Was the only one.
Yeah, I'm going to say Beatstars was still developing during that time.
No, Beatstars was not a thing. Neither was Track Train. None of these.
No, Track Train wasn't even. I think My Flash.
The only one was SoundClick. I promise.
Like, My Flash Store didn't exist in 2010 either, or they had just left.
I don't know, because I remember looking for a long time for a way to sell my beats when I first figured. Somebody was like, "You should sell your beats," and I was like, "You can sell beats?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "How to sell my beats?" And it was the only first one was SoundClick. So, but I remember it was kind of difficult to upload beats to it.
A lot of people said.
So when I first started, like,
some people still sell beats on SoundClick today. I'm actually going to give that dab.
That boy Tobin does. But anyways, the reason I'm bringing it up is because, like, for me, that was like I had to teach myself how to interact with artists, like in studio situations, in show situations, because I didn't have another way to get them beats. Like I wasn't reliant on the internet or a beat store. You really got to like go out there. Even like in the Corona times, you really got to stick your neck out there, because like artists are not on the internet like that. Like they're not on Twitter like that. They're not on your beat store. I'm sorry. Like they're not doing that. There's only like
the truth is the truth.
There's only like maybe 1 out of 10 artists I know that ever been on a beat store.
Bro, I'm not.
They stealing your beats off of YouTube. Promise you. Like.
Oh yeah. Trust me. My old YouTube. I'm looking at them views right now. I'm sitting there like. Somebody done had to steal this shit by now.
Us as producers got to delete all our beats off YouTube. That's the only way to succeed. I got to start a petition where all producers got to delete their beats off YouTube if we ever want to sell beats online, because I promise you they're not going to beat stores.
They're going right to YouTube, rip it, bro. And I'm going to say like this, me being an engineer myself, and then trust me,
they going to figure out how to steal that shit.
Bro, I'm going to say it like this. Nigga can just walk in this bitch right now. Yo, bro, let me see the mouse. Boom.
Or they're going to find a producer who does it for free. That's a fact. So, I don't know. You got to stick your neck out there and really be in people's face. hey, like I think you gotta risk it for the biscuit.
I'll say
I
like
think
this.
that's
That,
like,
risk
but
it
I
for the
think there is
biscuit.
room for bedroom producers. I'm not saying that that's not a thing. I just think a lot of people have already set their mark and their footprint there, and it might take a while for you to see any success going in that direction, selling beats.
Like you said, for me, it's all about innovation. Cause like outside of like, and you know, we were discussing it earlier. Like, if people learn how to read, they will be able to see that even the bedroom producer.
Bro, you gotta call this whole podcast if people learn how to read.
Learn how to read. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. That's about to be the
learn
title.
how to read for real.
Like real shit, bro. Cause like, bro, I'm gonna say it like this. I did this today. When Tobin put me onto Amuse, you know, I started studying all that shit, and then like today, I went on their website. They had just dropped a new artist guide, and literally like you said, artists, y'all can literally, all y'all probably gotta do is like sign like put your email in. Like I don't even think you even gotta be with them. I think you just gotta put your email in, submit it, and they'll probably send that shit to you within like an hour. And I ain't even finished reading the guide yet, but this shit got some gems. And like you said, talking about developing, you know, your marketing, your brand, and getting out there and reaching out to people. These are like a couple of the things that they were talking about in this book. Like, I'm not going to give the whole thing, but you know. And this way,
yeah, I mean, like people have set out like paths for artists to follow to be successful, and if you study them and you do the exact steps, you could even copy all the way down to people's music videos, their album covers. I mean, look at Playboy Cardi. He stole like his album cover is a whole other thing. So like you can literally just go through this industry and follow footsteps of other people and be good.
Not even just that one. Uzi and Future. Remember?
Look, I think Michael Jackson said, "Good artists steal, great art." No. He said, "Good artists borrow, great artists steal." I think it was Michael Jackson who said that. I think it was. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. I think that's the quote. And it's facts. Like if you go through music, most music is stolen. Like most art is stolen. Like it's just redone and revamped this much. And like, I think that's something people really sleep on is like they're trying to create a new path, and like it's gonna be, I don't know, it's really hard to do that. So like
the rule is that they gotta like you said, they gotta go by what's already been made, the blueprint. They gotta go by the blueprint that's been made. You can't really create your own path until you really have a core fan base and you have a set path to do that. So it's I
hope the right person hears this for real, because like if the right artist heard this and followed some of this stuff, even like just a few things that we've said, it'd be really cool to see the results, because I just feel like it's really hard for artists right now to find direction in what they want to do. And I feel like it's out there, just somebody needs to just tell them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because my artist is definitely going through that, trying to find direction.
Yeah, artist direction is a horrible problem, and I think like a lot of artists want management. A lot of artists want me to manage them, and I'm like, you don't need a manager. You just need to know. You just need to know what to look at.
Mm-hmm. That's why I always just tell my like networking and resourcing. I told him like that's how I got to everywhere that I got at. Like how we.
Also, if you need a manager, let me know, because it might cost a few racks a month, but I got you.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell y'all, Wavy, he definitely worth it. If y'all definitely need him.
Yeah, that's fact. Like I could bring an artist all the way up. I've done it, and I would love to do it again. And I continue to do it with artists right now. It's one of my favorite things to do. So,
could you name one of your favorite artists that you're doing it with
right now?
Yep.
I think FBB Juju is one of them. He's really talented. Right now, actually, we're dropping an album really soon. CoKain, his name is CoKain.
Oh yeah, I seen the snippet. I cannot fucking wait.
This album is so hard. And then they're in a group called PME. He's got a homie named Pretty Tony. We got an album coming out too, and this is very good.
I've heard of Pretty Tony.
Yeah, it's very good. Me and him got an album dropping. We got features with Sauce Walka, Peso Peso, Kenny Money.
Welcome home, Peso.
We got one. Look, I can't name drop this yet, but I'm telling you, we got one of the biggest features coming very soon, bigger than Sauce Walka. So it's coming very soon. This album's gonna go very hard. So those albums, CoKain's dropping this month. It's called Ice Veins. It's very dope. It's produced, mixed, recorded, mastered all by me. That's one of the artists I'm really happy that I'm producing for, and Pretty Tony. Love Lindo is a pop artist that I'm producing for. Love producing his, check him out. His music goes very hard. And I'm developing him right now. We've got like 2 or 3 EPs out and a few music videos.
If I remember, I think I heard a couple of the songs in the WavyBandz radio playlist.
Yep, you did. Because he's got a few songs on WavyBandz radio. And then another one is Philip Wolf. I just did a music video out there in San Antonio with Trent Owens, a very good videographer that everybody needs to check out. He's very talented, creates movies. That's crazy. And like when we drop the video, you'll see. So Philip Wolf is another artist I'm developing and producing for. We have a single and an EP dropping pretty soon. The single's dropping February with a music video. We already have a single out from last year as well. Another artist that I'm developing and already producing for is Rico Recklezz. Free Rico Recklezz. Can't wait till he gets out. That's my dog. Can't wait. Free Rico.
What's it like working with Rico, man? Because like,
that's my homie, bro. Like I love working with.
When I tell you in the East Coast that Rico Recklezz, they were playing him, not even just like mainstream radio, but mixtape hours. Recklezz.
I produced probably 10, 15 songs for Rico Recklezz. I produced one of his bigger songs on World Star. It was both of our first premieres on World Star as well. So I miss Rico. Can't wait till he gets out. Free Rico. And his homie East 20 Baby is another artist I produce for. He's pretty good too. I like working with him. They're both real dope. And then BigBabyScumbag out in Florida is another artist that I've been working with a lot too.
One of my favorites out of Florida.
Yeah, so BigBabyScumbag is another artist I've been working with a lot. We have a few songs coming out. The last song I dropped with him was actually a song that me and Danny Wolf produced together at South by, and we gave it to Big Baby, and it's called Black Joe Dirt. It premiered on nojumper. It got shouted out by Adam22. It was a pretty big song. It got 100,000 views in about 3 or 4 weeks. It didn't really jump after that, but that was a pretty cool thing.
If I remember, I think Adam22 was actually playing it on one of the live streams I was looking at.
Yeah, he was laughing about it because he had like the wig and he was like riding a horse, and like Adam22, it was like to me and Big Baby and like Adam22, it was like almost like the original what's that big song that went triple, quadruple platinum with Lil Nas X?
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road, with all the, like, we just felt like we was already headed in that direction with that video and that song. So that was pretty cool too. So that's another artist I love working with. His shows, when like shows come back and Corona's disappeared, y'all have to catch a BigBabyScumbag show. They are the best shows. I'm telling you, they are awesome. Like, great time. One of the best shows I've been to. I hope I'm not missing out anybody that I've been working with, but I'm working with a lot of artists right now. So if I'm missing out on anybody, I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to, but these are like the main artists I'm working with right now. So
yeah, definitely. And that's a hell of a catalog and stuff right there. You feel me? So it's like, and you know, the next thing that I want to get into, because like this goes far beyond the music, far beyond the beats. You know, there's one thing that it's one thing about having a talent. It's one thing about having a skill. But when you truly put this game into true ownership, that's when it's truly worth it. And as I said, you know, in the intro of the guest call, congratulations on your LLC.
Thank you, man.
I feel like people, not just producers, I feel like artists should know the importance of having an LLC.
Yeah, I would love to put people on game of why it's important. It took me a while to get one, and there's a reason for that as well. But because I wanted to know the full details. But now that I do, I mean, if you got any questions or if anybody, I don't know, like I'm super happy to talk about it because it's one of the best investments I made.
They'll have to book you for that consultation.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, look, I'm going to say we can't give too much free game, but
yeah,
one thing I will say is that, you know, taking the time and the steps, like, you know, was it really frustrating? Like, you know, trying to get it, or was the like steps in the process kind of easy?
Yes and no. Like they made it pretty easy. They want people to start, you know, a small business, so it's easy to start. I don't want to scare anybody away, but just take your time when you're reading all the steps, because if you don't, they're gonna charge you for it.
Learn to read.
Yeah, because there's a few things that if you like, I didn't have to learn the hard way because I was slowly reading, but there's a few things that I can see people skipping over, and it could cost you extra money. And so just take your time if you're doing it, but also it's not hard. It's not meant to be like challenging. It's easy. Just take your time.
Of course. And not even because, like you said, people skip over things, not even just in the world of business, but even on the internet, like when people distributing their music, publishing their music, you know, when you skip over information, that's why a lot of people don't get paid. And then your money goes right into the freaking black box.
Yeah, that's why you just got to take your time with things on the internet. With like business stuff, with people's money. Okay, look, I'll just say with money involved, just take your time. That's just like good advice overall.
You ain't lied one bit.
Yeah. And that's with my LLC. I took my time. I did not rush into this process. Like I said, I've been making beats for like a long time. I've been bouncing with, you know, opening a studio, not opening a studio, having locations, not having locations, having 2 locations. So I've been bouncing around, you know, figuring out my sauce. And once I finally did, that's when I was like, okay, now I'm going to establish this. So just take your time. There's no reason to rush into anything because no one's out here trying to steal anything you're doing. It's just, you know, when you get there, just do it. When you got the time to invest and you got the time to do it, it's important to have in your back pocket. So
you can definitely say that because you own 2 studios now.
Facts. So
what's it like, man, just having like not 2 cribs that's like your girlfriend's or your parents' house or yada yada yada. I'm talking about 2 official studios. What is it like just having that, man?
Well, it's been different because of Corona, obviously. So it bounced off. Like, you know, when Corona first hit, I was like, all right, let me close like one of my locations. So I kind of paused on that. And I like didn't really know how to play the hand. And I was talking to other small business owners. Like, I guess he's not too much of a small business owner anymore, but one of my really good friends, his name is Ink by Peanut. He's out here in Dallas. He's TSF's official tattoo artist. He's tatted me up real cold. Mm-hmm. He's very good. Look him up. Ink by Peanut, PNUT. But when I was like talking to him about like what to do, because he just opened a tattoo shop as well at that time. It was just like a really hard time frame for knowing what to do as an owner. So I brought a lot of my stuff back to my crib and I started running like really exclusive sessions. And then once things kind of opened back up a little bit, that's when I decided to make it bigger again. And once I did it, boomed, because, you know, people were waiting for that to happen with the studio because I had it closed off. So it was kind of a cool experience, but it was weird at first, but now it's interesting. And with the LLC, it's gonna get a lot better because I'm gonna be able to expand the businesses both a lot more, and just really be able to hire people and do that kind of stuff that I haven't been able to really do officially. You know what I mean?
For sure. And you know, having studios, like what's some of your favorite gear to like, you know, use in the studio?
That's a good question. Okay. See, this is something I do kind of keep secretive, but I'll give off a little sauce. Cause I like.
I'll let you give one piece.
Okay. If I were to invest in one piece as a producer, I would invest in. Okay, as a beat producer or as an engineer?
I would say engineer because I say most engineers, they'll wind up learning how to make beats at a certain point anyway.
Okay, so UAD. That's the best investment for sure. It will get you like where you need to be, and then from there, UAD has enough stuff where you can build off of that. So UAD, but yeah,
I feel like engineering should be an important asset to producing.
yeah, but like I also like engineering beats for people. Like it's really cool. So it's like part of my job. So I don't want to say that too much because I love engineering beats. Like it's one of my favorite things to do is turn somebody's like square type of beat into like a flowy creation. That's kind of art in itself. So that's I think I read somewhere to always separate those tasks. Like you make the beat, you have somebody record it, you have another person makes it, and you have another person master it, because then you have like 16 years on it or 8 years on it. I can't remember the exact saying, but something like that. 8 years.
Yeah, because like me, most times when I do songs, especially if the artist has an engineer, I usually like just sending the stems out because I sit there like.
Yeah, I like doing that too. I love but personally, that's not really what I do because most artists that I produce for, I produce the beats, I do the mixing, I do the recording, I do the mastering, I do the final production, I do pretty much everything. So I guess that's not the best example because I don't even.
and actually, you know, I'm gonna say it like this because I'm actually the person I'm going in that direction right now because like, okay, I'm not gonna say too much. I'm currently responsible for 1, 2. I'm not going to count my own, but I'm responsible for, I think, about 4 executive produced projects right now. And this is really my first time like entering like this world. And you know it's new. And actually, and it's crazy, like you said, turning it into a project. I was actually able to do that with one of the clients that was paying me because, like, you know, even though he paid me and I'm doing all the beats and I'm doing all the engineering and stuff, like, I'm actually doing the creative direction. I got my in-house doing the like we are like literally. I'm gonna say it like this: we got probably the album maybe 20 or 30% done, but we already got the artwork concept of how we going to like do things.
That's kind of how the FBB Juju one came together in that same type of way. So that's tight. That's cool to hear other people doing that same type of thing as well. That's fire, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not gonna lie,
like, that when that drops for real.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, that project. You know, I can't give too many gems on that project because it's like, like I'm not really trying to like. The artist, he's currently working on another project that I'm not producing, but like I'm also helping them do a couple things behind that too. So it's like, you know, so we're having fun right now. That's what I do
like every morning for like an hour is I'll check out people's music that I haven't heard and just like mark it. And I'll just be chilling, listening to people's new albums, seeing what people are up to.
Yeah. And currently I'm actually, I gotta finish his Spotify canvas because he actually got me doing the Spotify canvas for an album that I'm not producing. So like I said, me and him, we just having fun right now, even before we get this album done. So it's like, it's like, what can I say? I can't give too much, but like, just know that we got shit coming before we even got shit coming.
That's fire, man. Congrats, bro. I can't wait to hear that shit for real.
Yeah, I'm when we definitely get off the episode, I'm gonna send you the I think we got we got 2 songs out right now because we're working on the 3rd one. So, but I think we're gonna get a video by the 4th one because like I think the 3rd one we're just gonna put that in the vault, and then the 4th one, like I said, we're just Frankenstein and Igor. Like that's how I like to feel when I do music with people. Like it's
like a scientist.
Like Frankenstein and Igor always just had chemistry. That's why I fucking love them. Like they always had chemistry. And I feel like artists and producers, engineers, like it's that same thing. So it's like for me it's like especially with everything we're doing, I just definitely can't wait like what we got coming out. And I was thinking about having them come up here in the city for the final session when we do like the last song. I was thinking about having him come up here and we come to the studio and like we just vlog that shit for like the trailer. Like
that's
for the
important, like, to always work with artists in the studio, get it on camera. I hear a lot of producers will work with artists in the studio and they'll kind of be like a little timid about getting the picture, and it's like do that because you never know. Like you gotta have evidence of this shit. Like
man, you already in the jungle. What you scared for?
Yeah, you might as well. Yo, bro, let's get this picture. Let's take this video. Let's get this vlog going. I have a whole vlog with Peso Peso, and I was a little like nervous doing it, but it turned out to be like that. He ended up like fucking with me way harder because he was like, yo, where's the camera? Hey, Wavy, like. He was like, "Hey, you know how Peso is, bro." So like,
Peso. Like I said earlier,
check out the vlog with Peso Peso. It's pretty funny. Like,
welcome home to him too, man. I just seen he just came home. So
I was like, kind of like that whole thing was very weird, very weird. Yeah. That was bothersome. I was like I think that was during Christmas, right? I was like doing Christmas things, and I'm like, man, why is this even a topic?
But it's cool though, because like I said, man, because once Rico come home, that's gonna be another story. You and Peso planning on getting back in?
I know he doing stuff with my homie in San Antonio right now, Big Tex Johnny. Shout out him. Me and him also work with Southside Hulu, another big artist from San Antonio coming up. If you haven't heard of him, check him out. I got a few songs with him. He's also on a few of the WavyBandz radio songs, and I think I produced probably 3 or 4 songs for him that are also on a few of my like producer compilations. But yeah, I think that he's like gonna have like a music run right now. So I think we'll end up locking back in because I'm really cool with his manager, Breezy. Me and her used to throw shows at South by and did a few things in Houston. And so before she even managed Peso, so I imagine like we'll get back in. I haven't even really like touched the topic with him because I figured he had a lot of things going on. But like I think he's gonna get back on this music run, so I'll probably hit him up soon. We definitely got the chance to. It's not really a big deal. It'd be cool. Like that'd be tight.
For sure. And man, it's just crazy. Like just having all this work, all that networking, and especially you of somebody that deserves it because you put yourself out there through the whole process. You like,
and it's funny that you think that I'm an extrovert because like I'm actually a very introverted person. It's pretty trippy.
Same exact way. Like I can go out and be.
I just want it really bad. So I'm like, whatever I gotta do, let me know. I'll step way out of my comfort zone. And a lot of things I've done for trying to be in the music industry and put my footprint in it and like have people like, yo, like Wavy's tight, whatever I'm trying to do. I don't know how to exactly pinpoint. There's probably a lot of things I'm trying to do, but to do this, I've made a like crazy amount of sacrifices and done a lot of things that I would never do in my head. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I guess this is what I'm gonna do now. Like, but that's kind of what you gotta do for what you love, for what you got passion for. You gotta kind of put yourself out there, and just make it happen. Like, fuck it. Like,
man, for sure. Like, and it's hard for me to even ask the final two questions for the podcast, because like, you know, you basically kind of like laid it all out right then and there, like, you know, with everything you were talking about. Because, you know, my final two questions was, of course, the plans for WavyBandz for the rest of the year. But like you said, you got projects, you know, you just got projects
establish
coming.
the business. I'm just going to get really good at business. That's pretty much my big plan. And another thing I'm going to be previewing you this year, very excited about it, is I'm going to be doing music videos. So I've been practicing it all 2020, and I'm ready to kind of show people what I've been doing and what I've been working on. And this year I'm going to step into music videos and do that kind of thing. And that's something I'm going to get into, as well as getting really into business.
I'm gonna put you onto this website because I recently brought some overlay templates. It's from robo.fx. The creator of the website, he's done work for like Nike, Amazon, and all that shit. And he got hella templates, retro templates. I bought the VHS templates because like I'm not gonna give the sauce of what I plan on doing for 2021, but like the way that I plan on branding, I wanted to have like a consistent type of image, no matter how I recorded it. So I chose the VHS overlay.
That's tight, bro. And that's tight. Appreciate that, bro. But yeah, I actually did a few previews in 2020 of my videos and some pictures. You can kind of check it out on my Instagram, or you might have seen like a few videos I kind of did and like a few like little things I did. But this year in 2021, I'm really going to dive into it. And then what was your other question?
I always ask my favorite final question for the podcast.
For sure.
If a Let Me Rap With You podcast fan was to sit in the studio with you right now and they were about to walk out and you had to give them one final gem, and they had to walk with that one gem for their career, what would you tell them?
Just be yourself.
One of the best ones. Just be yourself. Because you feel like a lot of people try to, you know, put on a facade.
I don't know what people are trying to do. I have no idea. I can't get in the head of other people anymore. I think I've stepped so far into the realm of loving the music and the passion for business and the passion for wanting to create something that is really hard for me to like know what people's intentions are right now. It's kind of like a weird fault, but also a blessing. But I know that overall, I think that something I try to do in my action is I just try to be myself 100% of the time, as much as I possibly can. So if somebody was like, yo, what's up with you? I'd just be like, yo, just be yourself. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that's why. So
For sure. Look, that's why we live on the podcast now. Shit, we just being ourselves, doing what we do.
Yeah, man, I'm just rapping with you, dog.
For sure. Oh shit,
last drink too.
For sure. And you know, bro, it was great having you for this episode. I'm pretty sure the fans, I'm gonna say it like this: if the fans don't get gems out of this episode, because I for sure did, as a host, I got gems. But if the fans don't get gems out of this one, I don't know what to tell y'all. But the one thing that I can tell y'all is that it's your boy 215 God Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this.
Yes, sir.
WavyBandz in the building.
Bandz. Yes, let's
AKA
get it.
You're So Wavy. That's what the ladies say. You feel me? Man, appreciate you, bro. And
it was fun, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you having me, man.
Definitely gonna have some labs through for them sessions too, because I definitely got.
Let me know when you want to talk some more, bro. I'll be happy to do it.
Oh shit! You already, bro. I still got the preset in them too. You know, I still got the preset in the kit sitting right on right now, bro. So
yeah, bro. Oh yeah, check out my YouTube for tutorials on all engineering stuff. So Just keep us. Check us both out. We both doing work over here. We got projects dropping, beats dropping. I appreciate you talking to me though, man. It was a lot of fun.
For sure. And I'm definitely actually about to check out that YouTube for the rest of the week, bro. For sure. Definitely, bro. Peace out, bro. You be safe.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you having me, dog. Peace.
For sure. Peace.